Hey, welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Today we are talking about President Trump, his executive order to send the National Guard to Memphis, the fallout from the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and your First Amendment rights. Also, we got the one and only Mr. Marcus Cook, unapologetically Memphis in the building. So look, don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's go, baby. Come on, y'all.
You turned up, ain't it? You turned up.
Yeah, baby. Back. Oh, man, I miss y'all, man. I ain't seen y'all in a month of Sundays, literally. Literally. Hey, but, you know, we ain't had no air.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. What?
Yeah, no air.
You know, Angelica is a diva, and she could not come and do a show when there was no air. Yeah. So we got Angelica, we got air. Welcome, Angelica, my lovely co-host, back to the show. Give it up for her.
Come on, no air. I would have died in here if it was no air.
We
need a good sponsor. We need a good sponsor.
We need it.
Get an HVAC.
HVAC sponsor.
Yeah, HVAC sponsor. Where y'all at?
Yeah. Healer.
Somebody tag
him. Yeah. Pull up. Yeah. So y'all, that's my DJ. He's still my DJ, whether it's hot or cold. Y'all give it up for my DJ, DJ Kojak in the building. Let's go, baby. DJ Kojak.
That's what I'm talking about.
Man. I just noticed how dry Angelica's clap was for you, man.
It's one of them slow claps. Slow claps. She gave me the slow clap.
Marshall clap. Look, you know, but hey, Kojak, I clapped hard for you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. You know, we got to be here sometime.
Yeah. We got to stick together.
And it's interesting, you know, our dynamic. I'm gonna introduce our guest host, our guest in the building. Yes. Y'all give it up for unapologetic Memphis himself. Marcus Cook in the building. Yeah. What's up? Welcome back, man. Look, hey, first of all, you know, rarely is the day that we get the dynamic where we had three men in here and just Angelica.
But I can hold my own. Watch how I hold it though.
Normally it's a bunch of women, right?
Yeah.
The estrogen is high.
It's nothing but men in here.
And Kojak is the worst wingman a man can ask for.
Now remember you just clapping for you. See?
Wait a
minute. Hey, Marcus. Man,
I'm just smart, man. I'm not gonna get cut. I'm not trying to get cut.
I'm fine.
It's strategic.
You gotta be smart.
Yeah, man, them women be going in, man. I be saying my piece, and I cut like this over to Kojak.
He gonna look away.
And Kojak over look.
Or be in the bathroom and making him a taco or something like that.
Right.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Right. Man, Marcus, what's been happening, man? What's happening with unapologetically Memphis, and what's going on in your world?
Man, I'm just being unapologetic, man. Every day, just trying to put out the good news about Memphis.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, there's always a lot of good stuff to talk about in Memphis. You know, interestingly enough, I had this conversation with the governor, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that conversation later on. But and some other people, right? Other leaders in the Memphis community that we're in a what we call an MSA or metro area of about 1.3 million people, right? Less than 0.1% of that 1.3 million people is involved in violent crime. But it's the loudest voice or the loudest sub-segment of the population in our city. And somebody, you have to ask yourself why. Why is the less than 0.1% of the people who commit those violent crimes the loudest thing that people are talking about Memphis? You got a response to that, Mark?
it's like the bad kid in class. You know, and the bad kid in class always got all the attention, even though all the other 29 were doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah,
and you know, those other 29 can be making great academic progress, can be great in sports, can be orators, singers, dancers, incredibly talented story writers, but they get no attention because everybody chooses to focus on
the squeaky wheel,
that element, right? And you know, but there's things coming down the pike that's going to help us fix that, because unfortunately they have partners who magnify and broadcast, you know, what their element. So, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But you know, just this week, you know, this is the talk of the city.
I'm so tired of this talk.
Is the talk of the nation,
so
actually.
Tired.
Yeah, and you know, it's a bunch of different opinions. President Trump, he signed the executive order to send the National Guard to Memphis this week, and we got some video. So Josh, run that video.
President Trump today approved the deployment of the National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee, he says to combat crime.
Okay.
In the Oval Office today, Trump signed an order that made the move official. He called it a, quote, replica of his efforts in Washington, D.C., where the National Guard was deployed last month. Trump said members from federal agencies like the FBI and ICE would join the troops. That is despite Memphis police reporting decreases across every major crime category in the first 8 months of 2025 compared to recent years.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
So President Trump signed an executive order, you know, but here's what people have to understand. The National Guard is part of a much larger surge that is coming into Memphis, right? And part of that surge, believe it or not, has already been in Memphis, right? And here's what, Angelica, here's what people do not understand.
Well, they don't understand.
The National Guard portion of this surge is the smallest portion of the surge, right? There will be way more federal agents on the ground than there will be National Guard members. So more people in suits than there are in uniform. Wow. And see, and it's interesting because the using the term the National Guard is coming to Memphis is great for news, right? And you know, and all of the gloom and doomers, right? But the real story is those individuals that are in suits. Yeah. And you know, we just the other day, Marcus, we broke down, we went live and broke down President Trump's executive order and what it says, right? And it's literally the roadmap to what they are planning to do. You know, what do they say? If you don't want somebody to know something, put it in a book. Put it in a book.
We ain't gonna read. We ain't gonna read. We're gonna rely on somebody else to deliver the message. Yeah. Which may be misinformation. You got to go look for yourself. It's public. The link is there. Go read it.
There's so much misinformation out there, right? You know, but in that executive order, it speaks to, you know, their mission. The mission is to reduce or eradicate violent crime in Memphis. That's the mission, right? And how they accomplish that mission is they are opening up every single department under the purview of President Trump, and they are going to utilize the resources in those departments. I think it was every one almost, with the exception of the Department of State, which is, you know, who serves, you know, in foreign countries, you know, communications between the United States and foreign countries. But in that, you have the FBI, you have ATF, you have DEA, you have Department of Homeland Security, which is ICE. So ICE will be on the ground here in Memphis. You have the Housing and Urban Development, Health and Human Services, and a few more.
Can I ask you a question? Yes. Somebody was streaming earlier and they said the Housing and Urban Development means, which I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm not a politician. I don't know nothing about none of this stuff. They were saying like they could come in and let's say you're on Section 8. That's on the same thing, right? Right. They could fall under there. Yeah. They could correct you saying like if do something, penalize you. If you have people living with you doing X, Y, Z, that falls under that.
It could
Are we
be
getting
that.
that
It could. I mean, it could actually be that, right? You know.
You better get,
so
one
of
Pookie and them up out of there if he ain't on that lease. And then I'm just saying everything.
Yeah, because the they are sending the inspector generals, which is their investigative arms inside of these departments, into the market. And that could be something that comes up in an investigation, right? Or
Markinson.
And the Department of Treasury, right? The SBA,
the SBA.
That's where all your PPP loans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's big.
so it's big now. Now, one of the things that
one of
the things that the mayor mentioned also earlier today was that they're looking at what to do with the homeless also. And that could be where housing and urban development comes into play also. And so there's a lot going on in that, right? Then the next groups that are coming in is all of the state departments from the state of Tennessee. So that is Department of Homeland Security, that Department of Human Services, TBI, who am I leaving out? But it's about 8 of them under the governor, and they're pulling the resources from those organizations, those departments under the purview of the governor of the state of Tennessee. They're going to be on the ground in Memphis, right? Then you have all of local government, all of their law enforcement agencies, Sheriff's Department, Memphis Police Department, and the DA's office, that are going to be on the ground in Memphis also. Then you have the state of Arkansas, who has been pulled into it, and the state of Mississippi, who has been pulled into it. Here's something else that executive order says. It says that the U.S. Marshals, are the ones that are leading the force, right? And it's called the Memphis Safe Task Force, or Safe Memphis Task Force. Now, they also said in that executive order that that if necessary, they can activate other National Guard members from other states if necessary and needed. Now, watch this. When you look at all of those different departments and different entities and agencies that are coming into Memphis, that is the majority of who's coming into Memphis.
Yeah, not National Guard.
I read, I think in the Daily Memphian, where the mayor said, or somebody said, that there will only be 150 National Guard members, right? And they will not be in a policing entity, or they won't be, their mission won't be to arrest people.
Yeah. Their
mission will be kind of like eyes and ears so that law enforcement can make the arrest.
Can I say something too?
Yeah, absolutely.
With the National Guard too, I know somebody personally who was with the National Guard, and they sent out an email asking for volunteers first. And most don't want to come. They don't. It's not like they want to come. They don't. I mean, but they're going to come. They're getting incentives. Some want to come just because it's Memphis. We do have a good culture and all that. And I think we have a perception like they're going to be riding around. I don't know the language in those big tank things. He told me what it's called.
Humvees.
Yeah, they're a different one that's bigger. And he's saying our roads, they will mess up our roads. Literally, that's how you picture the National Guard, like riding in those. I mean, that's how we see in riding down our road in tanks. They're saying the infrastructure of our road, you can't literally ride in tanks like that. They're not made for roads. Right. But that's how that's how we're picturing. Not that I want National Guard to come. I'm just saying that's how the picture we're painting. They're riding down with tanks. Yeah. Big guns. That's how I would picture them. If I didn't have the back conversation behind it, but that's how it's being portrayed.
That's how most civilians.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm a civilian.
Yeah, when I was in Marine Corps boot camp, they used to call it civilian slime. That's how most civilian slime sees military. They don't. I
don't care. Yes, how I see.
But look, but here's the thing: there won't be tanks. There won't be tanks rolling down the street. So and this is what I'm talking about all of the folks that are speaking out of ignorance, and I mean ignorance in every sense of the definition, not insulting, but just lack of knowledge, right? That are making it seem like these individuals are coming in, with tanks and this, that, and other, and so on and so forth. That is absolutely not the case. Also, these are Tennessee National Guard members. So, I can guarantee you the majority of them will be from Memphis. They live here, right?
Yeah.
And so and then some might live, a little bit further out. But I always say this though.
But I'm sorry, the mayor said the person that's leading it, he's from Bolivar, Tennessee.
Right. And so
he's from Bolivar.
Yes. And so I always say, look, we got two perspectives that we can choose. We can choose the doom and gloom pathway.
Yeah.
And those that choose that will get everything that comes along that highway, right? Or we can choose that we're gonna, take these lemons and turn them into lemonade.
Please don't say that phrase no more. Don't say that phrase no more.
Josh, run that video from CNN.
Don't say no more.
Tennessee's Republican governor is welcoming the attention from the White House, which will include the Tennessee National Guard. He says in part, quote, "I'm grateful for the president's unwavering support and commitment to providing every resource necessary to serve Memphians." And Memphis Mayor Paul Young has a different view. He told CNN this weekend he was blindsided by the decision to send in National Guard troops and doesn't support the deployment.
I'm certainly not happy about the National Guard. I am looking forward to trying to find ways to invest in the things that we're already doing to address crime in our city.
The mayor went even further on social media, saying National Guard armored vehicles, quote, "don't bring peace, they bring war, they don't bring safety, they bring fear. I hope the occupation of Tennessee is called off before it begins." Joining me now to discuss, Tennessee State Representative Antonio Parkinson. Thank you for being here this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Certainly.
One of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you is because you were quoted as saying that this might be a lemons to lemonade situation, that essentially this could be an opportunity to create some sort of win. What would a win look like to you?
Well, let me be clear first. We didn't ask for this. We didn't want it. This is a decision that was solely made between the governor of this state and the president of the United States. But, Memphis is known for taking lemons and turning it into lemonade, probably the best tasting lemonade you've ever had. And so there's opportunity here, right? We have, we got positions that we need to fill to, in our jails. We have positions that, these individuals may bring that are administrative positions that we can backfill in our police department, put more officers out on the streets, right? It's a great recruitment tool. While National Guard members are here, we can be recruiting for some of these jobs that we have openings in. And so my thing is this, we have the opportunity to choose a perspective. We can choose a perspective that it's going to be gloom and doom, or we can choose a perspective that, we're going to take this situation and make the best of it. It wasn't our choice. It was done by force, but we can always flip it and find a way to make the best of it.
And that's that, that's the thing, right? We can always choose a perspective, and our perspectives will create our realities, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I think that's important to choose the perspective that you want. Mm-hmm. Those that choose the gloom and doom, they will probably see, what it is that they're projecting. Mm-hmm. I choose to say, hey, when these folks come in here, we didn't ask for it, but since
we don't want them here,
right? But we don't have the power to stop it. We don't have the power in making a decision. Mm-hmm. That lies solely with the governor of the state of Tennessee.
But I have a question about that. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So let's say they signed the executive, because I don't know. I'm going to be, I shouldn't say blind, but Lord. But anyways, I'm going to say you signed the executive order, and there's, we have activists, and we're standing, we're protesting. Can they change their mind in an executive order? I don't know. I'm just saying for a purpose. Can they change their mind?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
They can change
Has that happened?
Right. I don't know, but he's the one that controls the executive order. He can lift it, the governor.
Okay.
He can lift it or not, or keep it going or not. And so that's well within his purview.
Okay, I didn't know.
And so
And let me ask you, yes. who's paying for this?
That's a good question.
The floodgates are open.
The floodgates open. Yes. So that is one of the things that we're actually going to talk about in the next segment, because I'm trying to watch this clock because Angelica.
Okay.
But the taxpayers are paying for it. The taxpayers are paying for it. But here's the thing. Here's one of the things that was a point of contention, right? Mm-hmm. There was an elected official that was saying that the mayor should not be communicating with the governor. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was one of the most illogical responses from a leader in our city to even consider, right? Because if the mayor is not in communication with the governor, then who in the hell are going to speak on behalf of the people of Memphis?
I'm gonna sit that one out. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I tell people, you're gonna have to communicate with everybody, even the people you don't like or may not see things as you see. I do it all the time. So like you can't just say I'm not gonna speak to Governor Lee if it's Trump. But you can't say I can't speak. Right. We're gonna have to figure out how to communicate some kind of way just to keep some kind of peace in what we're doing.
You know, I think that every elected official should have a line of communication open with the governor who is making these decisions. Either that or you allow him to make the decisions in a vacuum, right? And, you know, but it is our job to be at the table, to be able to advocate on behalf of our citizens that we represent. And, you know, and the better the relationship, the better the credibility, the better that the more that your thoughts and positions will be taken into consideration. So I thought it was just the dumbest shit I ever heard. So with that, I will be right back.
Project flossing, taking no flossing. Ain't trying to go up that creek like Dawson. Ain't no pausing, no stagnation. Pockets on swole like pregnation. Brand new house, brand new cars. I'm from the hood, gentrification. Money flipper, straight go getter. I want the back and keep the liquor. Partner strapped in, we never slipper. God gon' keep us, he gon' deliver. Pata, still on the money, the bag. Some more and some more, my face on that flag. Ew, still on the money, the bag. Some more and some more, my face on that flag.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, this your boy, Pimp Type, MJG. Yeah, man, and this your dog, Big Ball. And y'all know what this is. This the Antonio Parkinson Project. You hear me?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's go, baby. We back. Hey, shout out to all of the people that's tuning in. Shout out to Dr. Felicia Franklin, Tawan, Scott Mitchell.
Come on now.
Derek Shaw, Tiffany Henderson, Gina Addison. Good to see everybody. April Chisholm. What's up, good people? Hey, listen, make sure y'all hit the share button because we want everybody to hear this. This is important information.
It's coming.
That people need to hear. Here's something that's important too. You know, I think that especially in this moment, right? In this moment, the most important thing that an elected official or a leader can do is educate the people with facts, though.
For sure.
Not with emotional hyperbole, with fact. Did y'all like that?
That was a big one. I'm Googling right now.
Right. I know. Tell me what it mean, Kojak. Tell me what it mean.
Man, you know, y'all know my vocabulary has increased because I did just write a book.
Oh, God knew that was coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I got a book that's dropping
that's what's up.
On October 15th.
Okay.
And I think we're going to have a book signing event that Angelica is going to organize.
You see, he looked at me in my eyes.
For that Friday or that Saturday. But the book is called Stop Praying for More When You're Still Full of Shit. Woo. Yeah. Hey, somebody put that in the comments. Stop praying for more when you're still full of shit. And we'll have the pre-orders. The pre-orders will start coming here or be available here in just a second. But it's a great book.
Josh,
it's a really good book. And so we're excited about that.
Still full of shit.
Yeah, stop praying for more when you're still full of shit, Josh. You know, y'all be praying and stuff, you know, and your prayers ain't being answered, but you're full of shit. You got shit.
You're gonna have the book signed at church.
Yes.
They're gonna put them on
right.
On the car.
Right.
They're gonna load them in.
They got your hands on you.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Churches and religion.
Oh.
You like that segue?
I do like that.
Oh, did that impress you?
Yeah, hold on,
thank you. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's a big fallout from the assassination of Charlie Kirk. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys a background. So he was fatally shot on September 10th. You guys all know that while speaking at Utah Valley University, and in front of a crowd of 3,000 people. There was a shot. Never mind. Go ahead and play the video, Josh. Play the video.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
All right. Well, y'all got the visual. Y'all got the point. That he was hit in the neck. He was hit in the neck by a bullet. All right. And the suspect name is Tyler James Robinson. Yeah, he was 22. His parents turned him in.
Oh, let's talk about that.
That's another thing, because I don't know if I could turn my baby in, but I don't know. I'm not gonna turn left because we're gonna get off topic.
We gotta talk about that before
could you turn your son in?
Here is
I asked the guest now, and I asked you.
It depends, See, moms, I always tell women, y'all the reason the boys do so much.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on now.
So men have to instill like, hey, wrong is wrong. I know it. I love my son, but if he do wrong, he gonna have to be corrected one way. I'm gonna tell him turn himself in because most likely he got this color on it. They'll kill him.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point.
But they had this saying that mothers love their sons and raise their daughters. That's how they. Did you catch it? Look how you looking.
I did. Okay. I did.
But still, I don't know. That'd be hard. Let's
ask the audience though. Those of y'all that are watching, let's chime in. Let us know if you knew your child committed a crime. Let's say murder. Would you tell your child to turn themselves in, or would you tell them to run?
I have a question. Let's not even say murder, because some people, that's how it started. It started little and then we end up being escalated. But I'm gonna give you an example. I stole from Fairway. It's a store in Iowa. Shut up. It's called Fairway.
Wait a minute. What does Fairway sell?
It's a grocery store. It's like a Kroger.
Were you hungry?
No, it's like bubblegum or candy. I was like 5 or 6. Yeah, I was little. I stole it.
Hey, they say it starts there, right? Then it grows into this life of crime. Because remember, she was fighting snow in the snow.
Yeah. And remember I told you I was like a big thief. Remember I told you that. We
little klepto.
I was Robin Hood.
Hey, hang on. Let me put
that was my angle. They always say I got a story.
Let me move my phone.
Oh, see, I never stole from people though. It was just establishments. Right. Let's be clear.
Large establishments.
Yeah, and I don't got no shame in my story. Okay, thank you. But my dad, I don't know if it was me.
But why that jacket still got the tag on it and the little beeper thing?
He's so full of it. Not from Marshalls. Lord, really? He's so petty. See, that's why you can't tell people your story and be an open book, because people gotta learn. You gotta learn. Somebody gotta learn from me. Right, okay, and I don't like my past. But anyways. My parents, I don't know if it was my sister or me, because when you're a twin, you get stories mixed up. But they made us go back in and turn the candy in and apologize.
So how did you turn the candy in that you chewed already?
I didn't chew it. I have. But I ain't gonna say that.
Say it. Come on, say it.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna say it.
Come on, give us an Angelica story. We ain't had an Angelica story in over 2 months.
In a minute.
But why are you thinking about telling your Angelica story? Me and my brother.
Oh Lord! Which brother?
Drag. Right? we were little kleptos, little 6 and 7 year old kleptos. We went through our, you go through your what do you call it when women get wild? You go through your whole days, right?
Yeah. I never had those days. Zoom in. I never had whole days. Okay,
zoom out. Look.
Right.
Me and go through that whole days. We went through our klepto days, right? And I never forget this. Of course, back then, I was drag would do stuff and go and just take the ass whooping, right?
Yeah.
I would be scared to death of ass whooping, right? So we went to Mike's. Mike's was a little store in LA, and we went to Mike's and we in the aisles and drag always starts at first, and I was followed back then. Drag grabs a brownie right then and a honey bun, and then I'm like the lookout, and so and drag says, "Go get you one, So I get me one, right? We're there to buy my mom some cigarettes. You remember back in the day you could buy your mom cigarettes. Yeah. We're there to buy her cigarettes. Right? No. The next day we went back to buy her cigarettes. But anyway, we got the stuff, we got the snacks, went outside, our dumb ass. We go outside. We literally stand up against the wall, one knee up on the wall, right? The cashier's window with the bars is right here beside the wall. And we're sitting there going to town on these brownies and honey buns.
That you ain't paid
that we ain't paid for. Then we go home. the next day, my mom sends us back early that morning to get cigarettes, right?
Oh,
you know, you a kid, you know, you get up, get dressed, you know, we just threw on what we had on yesterday, except Drag put on my shirt that I had on, and I put on the shirt Drag had on.
Oh, okay.
And we went back to Mike's, right? We go in there to get the cigarettes. We pay for the cigarettes. He gives us our change back. We ain't count it. We just take it back to mom. Here's your cigarettes. Here's your change. She counts the change. She says, this is not the right amount of change. And she said, where my change at? We said, that's all he gave us. We don't know. That's it. That's what he gave us. So now she's marching back down to Mike's with us.
Okay, now.
Right? So now we're back in Mike's, right? And she said, hey, I just sent them over here to buy me some cigarettes. And y'all didn't give them the right amount of change. And the dude said, oh, yes, ma'am. We just took out the money from the honey buns that one right there stole.
Oh,
the
you
one
had
that
the
had my
shirt
shirt on.
on.
Right? Look.
And the
And my
plot
mom
thickens.
said, what? And so now we got this ass whooping coming. He does. Not me. He does. Right?
And you
and look,
don't tell me you ain't
he
saying
pointed the shirt out that I had on yesterday, but we looked so much alike. Drag had to take one for the team that day, man.
But did he tell on you?
Hell no.
It was him.
I'm
I
saying-
was the one. No,
No, he had your shirt on.
He did. He tried to, but
See,
mom
tried.
believed them. Believed the folks in Mike. And I was saying, you know, I was scared of ass whooping. Right? He had to take one for the team.
You still scared of one?
Man, I don't want no ass whooping. Man. Look.
Really? Oh,
But
God.
that's I don't know how we got on klepto shit. But
because crimes, small to big ones. So what? Did anybody comment? Would you turn them in?
Oh yeah, would you turn them in?
So you would turn that baby face over there in?
Somebody said, yeah.
They said they would.
Yeah, somebody.
How our
who said
parents,
yeah?
how my parents raised
901
me.
Nick.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, how my
Hold on,
parents
that's
raised me.
perfect.
You gonna, you know, my mom like, hey, you get in trouble, I'm gonna try to help you, but if if it's too big, you know, I like, look at man, you through.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah, it's on. Look, you know, and but that's part of the, that's something that came up in conversation today with one of my colleagues. Right, we got all of these YNs that are out here doing this dumb shit, right? And then when either they get killed or they kill somebody, first thing the parents say, "Oh, my baby is not a bad person."
Hey, look at
But he got 5 bodies on it that we know of, not the ones that we don't know of.
you made me think of the example of 901 Day. When the lady, we all love our kids, and we had to be real about our kids.
Right.
So
everybody ain't real about
so
it.
the person got on the news and said, "Oh, well, he's not a bad person." Well, why he walking around with a pistol in his backpack?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard
yeah.
to say if my son walk around with a pistol in his backpack and I say, "Oh,
Look how he look.
he ain't no bad dude."
But there are exceptions to that. Yeah, and let me push back just gently because I went to jail 10th grade for having a gun on me, right?
And
But
you
I was
bad.
defending myself from the bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but I don't know what his story is, but there are some exceptions. I wasn't a bad kid. I was just scared, right?
True.
And so, those things happen. But if we know, he walking in the house with all red on and he got a backpack on and a shiesty mask and a hoodie in the summer. Come on, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, but even with this, we're talking about guns and bullets. What I think about this guy who did it, it was planned out. Like some of the bullets say on? I'm trying to get back on.
Yeah, they had an inscription. He put
inscription.
on.
You read this, you get.
Yeah, we're back on Charlie Kirk. She didn't tell everybody we're back on Charlie.
I try to pivot back to the neck and the violence. Okay.
Yeah.
Have Tyler James Robinson, who is on. He is allegedly the person who shot him in the neck.
But have you heard about what they're saying? So they create this million. Comes from Candace Owens. Candace Owens, the trip.
Yeah,
Candace Owens said and I hope I'm getting it right. If I get it wrong, y'all watch the video. So, but Candace Owens said,
I don't like little lies. I'm being contacted by a lot of people that are telling me that just within 48 hours before Charlie passed away, his top Jewish donors were pulling funding from him, demanding that Charlie take their name off of the building that they had donated to Turning Point. I guess I can figure out who that is, how many people could have donated a building. And then once Charlie was killed, they said, never mind, put it back on the building. Okay. Charlie himself had alluded to a tremendous loss of money coming in.
Yeah. That they created this. First of all, she said that Charlie Kirk was offered $150 million from the government of Israel to chill out on Israel. That's where they say he was shifting to pushing against Israel. And then she said that, you know, when he was assassinated, and that looked like an assassination, not some amateur night shit. Right? She said that there was $1 million reward offered for the capture of the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk. And then she said the dad turned him in and got the $1 million.
Candace Owens was dropping bombs tonight on her most recent episode, Why Are They Lying About Charlie Kirk, revealing that Bill Ackman, one of Charlie's biggest donors, gave the FBI $1 million for a reward to whoever identified the shooter. And now that money is going to the alleged shooter's dad. Watch this.
That's not clear to me is that the story that we were told was that Tyler Robinson allegedly, after speaking with the pastor, his dad turned him in. Bill Ackman put up $1 million, right? Thanks, Bill. He really cared about Charlie. And that money is now going to the father of this child who, after prayer and speaking to a pastor, they're saying, okay, well, we then, you know, he turned himself in. That we were told he turned himself in.
I was getting
but Angelica, but think about that though. You know, you turn him in, you get $1 million, then you use that for his defense.
Oh yeah,
and get him off.
Well, they already dropped the terrorist charge on him.
They dropped a couple charges,
they dropped a terrorist charge. That gets you the cheered on it. In some cases,
no.
I'm watching too much Scandal. I'm watching Scandal right now. I'm rewatching Scandal right now. Don't judge me.
Yeah.
But can I say this too?
You can say what you want to say.
With the whole thing, I'm gonna ask you this, Marcus. Do you think those who are defending the death, I know or mourning the death, having, I don't say the word right, vigil, how you say it? Vigil. I don't say it right.
You got
vigil.
It. There you go.
There you go.
Or you see certain comments online. Are you looking at some of your friends differently? Those in support of and not support of? Do you think
it's all about who you're around? Like I said, me and my cousins talk about this. So we're like, hey, you know, this we use it. That ain't us. We don't remember that. That ain't our issue. Like, you know, when it was our issue, like MLK, Malcolm X. You know, it's kind of like, hey, it's the same thing, but see, now y'all feel like it's something different because it happened to you. So when stuff happened to you, it's a different feeling. So I was like, it's the same thing, but we try to lead them along because you know, it's a touchy, it's
very touchy,
touchy situation. You know, and I've been with my church group friends talking about it, and they kind of scared to touch it. I was like, man, you know what? In America, Christianity is hard because people say they're Christians, but they don't practice it all the time. I'll say, I was like, it's cool to be Christian. You got great values, but if you don't use those values, what are you doing?
It's
know
what
what I'm saying?
Convenient. It works better when it's convenient.
In Christianity, it's never convenient. It's always inconvenient because you always get the short end of the stick usually.
I can say this. He didn't.
Yeah, right.
I can say this. He didn't deserve. Nobody deserves to die.
Right.
That's what I do have to say. But I do look at, maybe because I have more white friends. I probably got the most white friends that I have online.
Oh, you racist.
And I'm from Iowa, so I'm like, so it's like some of the stuff.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
The stuff he did stand for, it was kind of like, is that how you feel? You know, are you?
Well,
are
since
you
say that,
I'm saying that some of the stuff. Not saying he didn't have valid points, but some of them just going.
Well, since you say that. You say you had a lot of white friends, so
a lot. I have a lot of.
Me growing up, everybody asks, "Where you from?" Or what school? You know, in Memphis, they can say, "What school you from?" So
high school.
When my parents broke up, I ended up instead of picking a parent to stay with, I stayed with my grandparents. So they were in Olive Branch. So I went to school in Olive Branch. So I went to school a lot of white people. So their point of view is different. So it kind of it opened my mind up to when I go back to Whitehaven, like, oh, yeah, like this. When I go back to Olive Branch, they're like this. So like, I try to put the two together. So I'm like, okay, they know how to work together. So we need to learn how to work together. So, you know, it's just a mindset thing, just about who you grow up with.
Perspective.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, but the fallout though, there's a lot of fallout with people being fired. There was I think she was a dean or a professor at MTSU. One of the she made a statement, and that statement was picked up by the MAGA faithful on Twitter, and here's how it happens though. Here's what happens. It's almost, remember when I said I asked a question about when Trump got hit by the ear?
Right. Oh, Jesus, don't even talk about that.
That really happened.
Oh, God, see, I ain't saying nothing.
Started
Lord.
back over, right? My highest grossing tweet.
Yes, it's terrible.
And then somebody got a hold. I don't know if it was Senator Blackburn or somebody, and they retweeted it. Yeah. And and as if I was saying it wasn't a real attempt, right? What I was saying was I hope they're not faking it so that because somebody could get hurt if this is some bullshit, right? But anyway, they made it what they wanted to make it, and that's fine. Yeah. I'm okay with that, right? Tweet the videos, these videos too, while y'all tweet. But what happens is they'll start calling, they'll pinpoint who you are, then have all of those people, they'll dox you. That's doxing. Give the address to your job, address to your house, put the cell number out there, have people call your job and inundate your job with these calls, jamming up their lines. And then your job is looking like this is kind of attention that we want. And so we got to let you go, player. Yeah, right. So, and then, you think about everything that's happening with, DEI, so on and so forth with our universities in Tennessee. They are so afraid of the Tennessee legislature that that firing happened so fast. Man, I was like, damn, we didn't even get a chance to know
what happened.
Right? All I seen was the firing first, but that's what's happening, right?
Look at the kids getting kicked off campus. I mean, expelled. Then you can't have freedom of speech. You're gonna get expelled from me saying, but they did go hard.
Some things aren't ours to deal with.
Well, but look, but just to be fair, when you had people that were back when George Floyd was going on, you had people that were, saying stuff about George Floyd, saying stuff about, using the N-word or whatever, and they were getting fired from their jobs. Yeah, and that's on the other side of this. This is not on the Charlie Kirk side of it, right? And and I think we have to be honest, with ourselves and how we, look at, what we're doing versus what they're doing. And is it the same? Right? Kojak, you look like you got something on your mind.
I think I definitely don't think it's the same, but
you don't.
It's I mean, for it's a lot of folks getting fired out here. I'm talking about for just tweeting.
But it was a lot of folks getting fired during George Floyd.
It's one thing that
was it high profile people.
I feel like
then we're gonna follow when we come back.
Oh. Right.
Was it high profile people though?
Well, according to some of the high profile people, they said it was high profile people. And that's a perfect segue.
Yeah, hello, I was
Kojak
winging
wasn't talking about shit anyway. Kojak was Kojak. He was trying to figure out how
I was trying to get us to that segue so we can,
I got you there. I threw the hook, but y'all looking like I did. I did.
It almost dropped.
It did almost drop. Almost nothing dropped. Right? Yeah, but look, let me before we go to the next segment, let me send a shout out to Ella Burnett, Renata Jackson, what's up, Bootha Vandross, Harold Kirkendall, LaShonda Savage, Gina, everybody that's on, Derek Tuan, everybody, thank y'all for joining us. Y'all make sure y'all hit the share button. Hey, look, don't go anywhere because when we come back, we're going to talk about the rest of this fallout from the Charlie Kirk assassination. Yeah. And there's a lot going on. So hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
I can't say no to your job cause I wanna lose my mind with you. I can't say no to your love cause I wanna lose my mind with you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Elise Neal. You are watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Okay. Y'all, welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's go back.
Can we say something about this beat first?
Yeah, say something about that.
I was surprised when he was driving the car. I said, "You made this beat." Like I promised, when I thought he made beats, I was thinking like dry elevator music. No shade. I did. I was like, "What? You made this?" I was like, "I don't know why I thought your stuff was trash." I did. Didn't I not say that, Parkinson?
You did.
Come on,
I
man.
did. I was like, "What?" I was surprised. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Looking like, don't do that no more.
Yeah. Speaking of which, shout out to East Memphis Woo, man. Looking forward to you touching the ground again, brother. Yeah, it's but yes, I did do that.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I'm in a good way.
And speaking of that, that song right there features Project Pat.
I know. I was like,
Project Pat on there.
Who killed 901 Day, man.
Oh man, he did his thing.
Yeah. You was on stage with him, wasn't you?
No.
You weren't on stage? I thought you was
in
on
front.
stage. You was in front. Okay. Tell us about that experience though, 901 Day.
901 Day was great to me.
Yeah.
You know, we had all the backlash about fights, and I was like,
I know they always.
I was like, bro, I walked up and down
after the show, or
Yeah,
they said during.
Okay.
You know, that the shooting was after, but they were saying it was a lot of fights. I was like, bro, I walked up and down Bill the whole day, and people were shaking my hand, and that's the dude from Project Memphis. It wasn't number love, but they were like, hey, the video didn't make this. I was like, I'm not saying it wasn't nothing happening, but when I walked through, everything was cool.
Do it matter? Is that the highlight? That's back to what we were saying. It'd be one thing and one person, and then all of a sudden, that's what it's all about. Some fights. And they had a lot of shares.
That you say that because in the book, Stop Praying for More When You're Still Full of Shit.
Full of shit.
You say
we talk about that, right? And we talk about in one of the chapters is I am the gatekeeper of your opinion. Think about that, right? And so, to your point, you said out of all, is you got 20 plus, really more than 20,000 people that came out there because all of them wasn't there just sitting there the whole time. You had people coming and going. So you probably did 40,000 people easily that day, right? And, and somebody got into a little scuffle or a little a shebang bang, right? I don't mean gun shebang bang. I mean just a little knuck if you buck. But if you look at you look at any festival setting,
it's gonna happen.
That happens, right? You go to Lollapalooza, go to
some white people,
go to Bonnaroo. There's gonna be some.
Cut it out.
There's gonna be a little scrapping. Except they're gonna have their shirts off, right, and some shorts.
Hey,
on.
buddy,
right.
Some shoving, then shoving gonna be over.
Right. But so we were talking about the Charlie Kirk situation, and let me say this too, on the record. I don't care what your ideology is or what your viewpoint is. No one deserves to be killed because of their viewpoint.
Especially
we can always agree to disagree. Period. That's my statement on that. I don't care you Republican, Democrat, Christian, Muslim, whatever.
Yeah.
That's my view. That's my position on that. Yeah. So you got this situation out here, and it reminded me of y'all. Everybody knows my favorite movie is Gangs of New York, right?
I've never seen it.
And you got to watch that movie. It's an amazing movie.
It is good.
Gangs of New York.
I haven't seen it either. I'm gonna watch it.
Scorsese, the director of that movie, he's the baddest MF in Hollywood. You ask me. For him to capture that time when they're bringing people over from Ireland, and you got slaves being freed, and you got pre-Civil War, and you got Abraham Lincoln administration. He captured that, man. Y'all, it ain't about Crips and Bloods. You got to watch this. It's an incredible movie. Y'all pay me, whoever TriStar, whoever got that movie. But
he plugged the hell out of that.
I'm telling you, but I've watched that movie probably 6 times, and every time I watch it, I see a new subplot that I didn't catch the first times, right? But in that movie, one is 2 things that happened that are profound in that movie. One is that the then governor of New York at the time, I think he was the governor or a senator from New York. They were having their backroom meeting, at his house in his pool room where his pool table was, and he said one thing about the poor: you can always hire one side to kill the other side. Bruh. Still today, same shit, right? Now, but the other thing that happened in that movie when, they and the gangs then was, you had the Catholics, you had, you know, the Protestants, you had, you know, the Irish, you had the freed slaves, you had, these were the gangs that they were saying were the gangs. And it was just, it was segments of the population, right? And so, you know, they killed the leader of they called them the Dead Rabbits, right? That was the name of their group, right? And I think they were Catholic, if I'm not mistaken. They killed the leader of the Dead Rabbits, and they said no one will ever utter his name again in this community, or they will be killed. And you look at what's happening right now with
freedom of
you
speech.
know, the death of Charlie Kirk, and how, you know,
he just speaking his mind.
You know,
how he felt.
they call it cancel culture, right? How it is happening and on full display.
Speaking of full display,
right? The perspective of of where that news is coming from. Now, let me say this here. First, I want to talk about the freedom of speech. Where we at? Where we at with the freedom of speech? Now, we all know. I'm not going to talk long. I'm not going to talk long.
We know you ain't going to talk long. Go ahead, Mark.
You know,
It's going to get good. Look.
I mean, we know, and Marcus, you can agree with me on this. You got two platforms. You got one platform that's yours, and I know you on one-on-one now. With, you know, it's certain things you can say on your platform that you may not say on that platform because it's attached to some kind of dollars or something. You just can't say. I'm from radio. It's certain things we just can't say. So with freedom of speech, and I hate this situation with Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel was, indefinitely suspended from ABC. And this guy, he put a lot of folks on, did a lot of great things. Matter of fact, I think we got a video on this. Josh, run that video.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
Okay. That's going to be interesting to watch, though. But go ahead.
I mean, that's how he feels, you know. But
maybe that's his way of grieving.
Has nothing to do with the media or the platform that Jimmy has. I feel like right now, and it's just my opinion, they're trying to get control of all the outlets. The minister said years ago, he was like, it's dangerous, and media is dangerous because it talks to you, you can't talk back. So if you got control of the narrative, you can control everything.
Right. Why do you think we started this podcast? That's the very reason, the method to our madness, the reason we started this podcast.
And take
so we can
podcasts
say
like
what
this.
we want to say and not be governed by anything or anybody, right? And then I always say he or she who controls information controls everything. Yeah.
I feel like if you say things, you have to deal with the backlash. I think, like Marcus, you post things and you feel like you deal with the backlash of the comments on your page, or why you explain.
I explain unapologetically, Memphis. Everything people are not going to agree with, and usually I come from a mindset of, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just trying to give you information that you need to hear or you need to see. And people take that as sometimes, oh, you are a Republican, oh, you're a Democrat, or you white or you're black. I like, no, it ain't none of that. It's just something you need to know. It ain't a race thing. It's just information you need to know. I'm probably the most unbiased dude you ever gonna have. Put out some information that people respect. I was like, I was saying to you today, and the lady was like, we walking, and people were like, hey, this dude. So I try to, like I said, I went to school in Olive Branch, and And when I went in Olive Branch, I went Whitehaven. So I look at both sides of the picture. So if we looked at both sides of the picture when we did a lot of things we do, it'll be a better outcome. But most people don't only look from where they see. Like they only see what they see in the mirror.
Or look for an issue.
And also, if people understood that in a lot of cases there are agendas attached to narratives, right? You know, so people are saying a certain thing in a lot of cases to further their own personal agenda, right? And so and that's important to know, right? You know, I was having a conversation with one of my Democratic colleagues earlier today, and I was explaining to him that you know, I don't care who authors or initiates a piece of legislation. If it's good for my people, I don't give a damn if it's a Republican or anybody else. I'm on board with it because my people will benefit from it, right? And so, you know, the key is for elected officials and leaders is to educate people, period. You know, on the whole thing, so they can see the thing holistically, right? And either form a decision or make a decision based on, you know, the facts, not emotional hyperbole, the facts, right? And then also so that when they are out there speaking, they are out there speaking with knowledge, the real knowledge and true knowledge of what the issue is, and not based on what somebody on Facebook told them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I used to always tell my daughters, don't come in here telling me no shit that your friend said unless you have researched what your friend said, right? Because they don't know shit. That's what I used to tell my kids. Your friends don't know shit, right? And so you can't be walking around here sounding like you don't know shit too.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Yeah. And so that's it. That's what you know, the most important thing, and I'm passionate about this part. The most important thing we can be doing as leaders, y'all are leaders, you know, we're all leaders in here, and those elected officials, the most important thing we can be doing right now is educating our people so that they know how to navigate when all of this stuff is in motion.
Exactly.
You know, Trump laid it out and said in the executive order what's going to happen. If your leaders or elected officials are not explaining to you what is going to happen so that you can protect yourself, I'll give you an example. We talked about this at breakfast this morning. You know your son or your son's license is suspended, right? And you know this surge is going to happen, but and you have been educated on what it is that they are doing. Then you need to tell little Bobo, sit your ass down until these feds leave town.
What somebody say, y'all stay in y'all backyard.
Oh, that rhyme. Wait a minute, that rhyme.
Get your license
together. That rhyme. Sit your ass down until the feds leave town.
Okay,
or
get
your shit together. Right. You see what I'm saying? So you can't be driving on the fake drive outs. You can't be driving and drinking. You can't be, you know, out here
smoking, driving.
I ain't gonna be drinking no drink. I'm gonna be at the house. Even me, I'm be in my backyard.
I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out more than ever now.
I said no. I was like, when I was 20, maybe I would say, oh, I stay at home, but I'm grown and most of my stuff is in order. So people like, I think we went 901 day and the police came up and the guy was like, hey, let me get out them for wait. Like,
why?
Right.
I ain't did nothing.
Right.
We got to quit being scared of police. Like, bro, I'm not scared of no police. I ain't did nothing wrong. You can't do nothing to me.
Right.
Oh, I was saying if I choose to drink, I'm gonna stay at home. I'm not gonna be.
Or choose to drink and get an Uber.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be more. Be
responsible.
Be responsible. I'm already responsible. You just don't never know. Stop. You just don't never know. It's not even. You just gotta be.
But if you ain't got no liquor on your breath, it don't matter if they stop you. And if you're gonna have liquor on your breath, either have a driver or get an Uber.
Well, I don't drink anyways. Duh. Hello.
Oh, that's right.
Duh. Hello. I'm tripping.
Holly Pierhart is back, y'all. Welcome her back.
I don't drink anyway.
So yeah. So Kojak, you okay?
Well, the moral of the story, man. Watch what you post. Watch what you I put out right now. Unless let me go back. Before I say that, because we talk about this at breakfast. We talk about this at the meeting at breakfast. We need more platforms like Unapologetic. We got to get louder than the narrative that they're putting out there. And I heard Marlo say the same thing.
Yeah.
If you got 4 TV stations trying to set the narrative, we need to have just as many. Shout my guy Z. He got a Z-Dog. You was on this show. He got a platform. We got platforms like this Antonio Parkinson Project. These platforms need to get louder and then what they're hearing out there.
And call it out sometime. Like I know the news will call me. Like if I call them out.
Oh, you have. Oh, you have. I've seen it.
And the news and somebody from the news say, hey, we do more than that. Well, look at your site.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying what you putting out. Don't say what you telling me.
Right.
You know, my mom comes here. She purposely. She's like, I can't watch y'all news. It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Like she cannot watch the news. She don't watch it.
The change is coming.
Yeah, it's
You know,
coming.
so
It's
we
coming.
can't talk about all the stuff that's about to happen with that. But yeah.
Can I say this too? We black people, we gonna
say it.
we gonna survive. Like, yeah, listen.
How do you ask and can you say something?
Can y'all see the
No,
abuse?
you
It's
cannot
abuse.
say
You gotta ask for permission.
Right. Look,
I gotta ask for permission. It said blink type. Blink twice. We need help. I gotta ask for permission. No, but black people, we gonna make it.
Yeah.
If you look at we look at history, my dad said this ain't no new spirit. This is an old spirit. They got new bodies, and this ain't no new trick.
Come on.
So I don't know what y'all got. I got goosebumps for somebody. I don't know what y'all got, but we gonna be all right.
We're gonna be all right.
You gotta always know how to play the game. You
Lord.
gotta learn how to play the game at all times.
We got this.
Not just play the game, but play to win.
Yes. Outsmart them.
We're gonna come out. I think we're gonna come out shining on this.
Yeah.
And so
I was gonna say something wrong. I ain't gonna say that.
I'm excited about it. Yeah, I'm excited about it. So, Kojak, did you end? Is that the end of your segment, Kojak? That's all you got? And Angelica, you did talk about some notable cases that got canceled.
Well, you got Matthew Dowdy. He was MSNBC. You got the young lady that was the young lady at the college. I believe it was Texas State University.
Did y'all hear about Texas A&M?
What?
The president stepping down yesterday?
I ain't heard about that one.
Man, that's big. It's trending, but
because of the incident that happened.
Well, because of because of their DEI. There was a student that recorded in a classroom said she did not want her professor pushing the LGBTQ stuff or teaching them that, and the president of Texas A&M stepped down. Now, I need you to understand how big Texas A&M is. There are 2 flagship universities in the state of Texas. University of Texas Longhorns and Texas A&M, the agriculture university. And they are huge universities, right? And so that's a whole institution that was upended from, all of this stuff that's going on. So
I always call DEI. People laugh at me. I was like, it's do everything independent.
Amen.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So I was like, they were like, well, how you be your platform? I said, man, I ain't asking nobody for nothing. You just got to do it on your own.
Do it. That's right. That's right.
Can I say something? I'm gonna say this too.
Oh no, Kojak, can she say something?
I'm gonna say this.
Kojak, can she say something?
And Pastor Earl, you forgive me if I say this wrong, but there was something he said online that was profound.
Say it wrong.
I am. So y'all don't take it personal, because I be getting heat behind Parkinson. He'd be like, I'm like, they be feeling some type of way. But Pastor Earl said something. He said, because it reminded me of DEI and all these other things. And I said this to you, Parkinson. He said that when it was when the Latino community wanted to vote for Trump, the certain Latino, they thought it was those immigrants. Okay. When it was DEI, the whites thought it was for us. Now with this situation, it's not just, don't think it's just for the bad people. Those who are doing bad. I'm just gonna leave that there. You just
and I'm gonna decipher it by the time I get home. But
oh my God, y'all don't get what I'm saying. So we don't keep saying like it's for Pookie.
Telling the truth over here.
It may not be for. We always think it is for them, but this could be for us too. We're not exempt. Anything that you're not exempt, we're not exempt. So they thought they wasn't gonna be touched. We all gonna get touched.
Even like the ICE stuff, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get. Yeah, we're gonna get. You might. Yeah, you gonna get touched. I'm just saying we ain't exempt. So if people who may not take it serious, a conversation serious. Educate yourself, get yourself ready, control the controllable, make sure you're safe. If you protest, get your with the license. I didn't even know you had to get a license. You had to get a permit. See,
And that's
who's telling them people? Are you going to permit and get together?
People though, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
At least put that part in. Let's get our permit and protest. Those type of things. But yeah, sorry, Pastor Earl, if I said that wrong.
Yeah, she jacked it up for you, Pastor.
You know
Earl,
what I mean? I tried.
But interestingly enough, too, I was in our TASER committee meeting yesterday, and they were moving to remove the DEI rules inside of the state of Tennessee, right? Mm-hmm. And as part of coming from a Trump executive order on DEI, right? And so I had to leave to go do, I think, an interview. So I had to lead a committee meeting, and I was leaving right before the vote. One of my colleagues asked me, he said, "Hey, man, you ain't gonna be on the record with this vote?" I said, "Sure. As soon as the people that benefit from DEI stand up and say something." Because I'm asking, where are those that actually benefited from DEI fighting to keep DEI alive? Because Black folks, we were 7th on the list.
Yeah, we were
as beneficiaries of DEI. The top of the list was white women. Well, where's their voice, right? And if they're not at the table to fight for this, why am I fighting?
You sound like Marcus earlier. This ain't my fight.
No, this ain't my fight, player.
A white lady asked me that at I think we were talking about something about DEI. She was like, "How you feel?" I posted something. She was like, "How you feel?" I was like, "It's an issue we had to deal with." And I know she brought it up because she co-jacked her just in that moment.
Right,
she co-jacked her. Well, go ahead though.
But I know she was saying because it affected her more.
Right.
So I was like, oh, it just it's an issue we just had to deal with. I was like, hey, I don't really got good advice for you on that, but it's something we all
go
have
talk
to deal
to
with.
the people that you voted for. That's the advice.
Exactly.
Yeah, go talk to your people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll at them.
Oh Jesus.
So anyway, all right, y'all. Kojak, you got anything else? Because you sound like you tapped out on that little 2-minute soliloquy you did. So
yeah, that's it. He did good,
Kojak. Took a lot out of me.
I know, boy. He got a headache.
Right.
And I'm watching what I say too. I ain't trying to get canceled.
I know.
That's right.
I got a lot of stuff coming up.
Like
normally, my younger days, I was revolutionary and gangster.
Right. But I was a hotep back in the day. Wasn't you a hotep back in the day?
A what?
A hotep. See, I was almost today years old when I learned what a hotep was.
He was a hotep?
Hotep.
Explain
that, Kojak.
You used to tap hoes?
I don't think we got time.
Okay. Next show. Next show.
Lord.
So listen, hey, thank y'all for tuning in. We're glad to be back. Angelica, DJ Kojak, Marcus, unapologetic. Y'all give it up for the team, baby. Great job.
Congratulations too, man. Marcus, congratulations, man.
I need to listen to your show. What time it come on? Sorry, on the radio.
I usually do B101 Mondays. So Mike been trying to add every day. So I try to record something every day so I can just send it in so he can just play the minute.
Yeah.
So we trying to grow the thing. He's growing. Nothing that was expected. Just something that came up.
Make sure you plug us on the
and the hip hop lounge too. Yeah. Plug that too. I appreciate you, bro.
Marcus said you're gonna pay the invoice.
Hey, look, you have to have sponsors.
Thank you.
You got
to pay that invoice.
I put money.
I do want to say this too along those lines before we get out of here. I do 92Q in Nashville. I've done it 100 times, right? When things like this are coming up and they want to get information to the people. They call me, say, "Hey, Touche, come through, man. Do the morning show," and we do the morning show. I've never once been called by iHeartMedia to come in and do anything on K97 or B101, to educate our people. But I've seen a ton of people get invited there that tell you to shoot and kill your folks, or tell you to bounce your ass. And
this is not the message of Angelica Woods.
It was my message. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat that, right? Because why is it that 92Q in Nashville can call and for us to educate their people, and I'm not even from there, but our own won't.
That's above my pay grade.
Right.
It's not. It's actually somewhere biblical, Lord. But it's when it's like a person
from your hometown.
Yeah, it's a hometown. Sometimes they don't know the value. It takes other people. I'm serious. I've seen people preaching places. They go somewhere, shut down. You preach in church. They think you ain't talking about nothing. It's just the home. I'm giving grace. I have this thing. You have to get grace. Okay, so maybe it's just you just enough. You just touche around.
They don't have to be me.
I think it's
I get what you're saying.
It's just the wrong information they trying to feed.
But Hot 107, I can just call Hot 107 and say, hey man, this is happening. I need to let everybody know. They'll be like, come on. But the big station, come on, y'all. Hey, be good corporate responsible. Be good, responsible corporate citizens.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. You've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll see you not next week, but the next week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank y'all. Great show, y'all.
Powered by Black Market Strategies.